Hello, 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 and welcome to the Manifest on Purpose Mindset Show Backstage. I am the host of that show, Kimberly Williams, and on that show, I help you align your mindset with the things that you really want to create in your life so that you can become or manifest the best version of yourself. You can find that show right here in your YouTube feed. I'm going to be talking about Conversation 1 of Season 2 today. Before I get started and jump into it, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. Share this with your friends and family that may need this. I will greatly appreciate you doing that for me. Thank you so much. The reason why I really got into this, and this is going to be a kind of different conversation because I didn't write notes for this conversation because I just wanted to be one-on-one with you and have this conversation. The passion that drove me to learning about inner intimacy and bringing inner intimacy, introducing it to you, is because I knew that this year was going to be about balance, love, harmony, groups, family, partners. That's what the year is going to be about. And I thought about it, there are so many people that don't put themselves first. There are so many people that are struggling to be intimate with other people, whether it's your family, your friends, in a relationship, but yet you have not done the work on yourself. And the reason why I want to come in to let you know is that you can't be that for anybody else unless you do it for yourself. I want to take a moment to allow you to be transparent for yourself, really, and think about, are you one of those people that just feel like you have to be doing something for everybody else? Or you find yourself constantly doing something for everybody else, but are not taking that time out for yourself? You're not getting the proper amount of rest. You're not really taking care of yourself. And you just keep giving, 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 but you're never receiving anything in return. If that person is you, drop a 1 in the comment section below. Let me know if you are that person. And those are the people that I want to speak to because it's so very important to help others. We know that. It's so important to be there for others, to love others, to care for them, to be at their beck and calls. But we have to do those same things for ourselves. We can't neglect ourselves in doing that. And I find that a lot of people do that. They really do. They do everything they can for anybody else, but they neglect to do those things for themselves. That's what drove the passion for me to talk about inner intimacy this year and to help you get in the practice and in the flow of being intimate with yourself. And intimacy, to make a short definition of it, is just developing a closeness or a personal relationship with someone else. In order to be able to do that, you first have to establish that within yourself. Inner intimacy is going within and developing that close personal relationship with you. And it starts with getting to know who you are. This is serious because so many people feel like they can't achieve their dreams. They can't achieve their goals. And the reason why they have a hard time achieving those things is you may not actually be living your goals or living your dreams. You may be trying to accomplish dreams that someone else has created for you. The things that you set your intentions for could be specifically for someone else. And you wonder why it's not happening. It's not happening because it's not what you really want. This year, I'm going to get deep down into you. I want you to get deep down into you. What do you really want? What really makes you happy? What really makes you, what brings you joy? A lot of brokenness comes from not knowing who you are, not knowing what you want. If you're one of those that feel like you're never ever able to achieve happiness, it's because you're not pursuing the things that you really want. You're listening to what the other people tell you or conditioning, the environment you grew up in, the trauma that you've been through in your life. These are the things that are driving you. And these things may not necessarily be true to you anymore. But the only way you're going to get to know if it's true to you or not is if you learn your true self. And there's another important part about that. If you're not close and have that personal relationship with yourself, you're not going to set boundaries. And that's what happens when you find yourself doing all of these things for everybody else, things that you really don't want to do. It's because you haven't been able to set boundaries for yourself. And a part of that comes from knowing who you are and being able to love and trust that part of you. If you knew the true power of yourself, you would always set boundaries. You won't just let somebody come in and invade your space or invade your life. So when you learn who you are and build a relationship with that person, you become strong enough to set boundaries in your life. And setting boundaries is not being mean at all. Setting boundaries is self-protection. And if there's anyone that has a problem with the boundaries that you set for yourself, then that person is having problems. That may be a person that you need to cut out of your life altogether. That's what the year is going to be about. It's going to be all about you because you cannot give anybody any more than what you give yourself. It's just not possible. What happens is you find yourself trying that and you set that standard for yourself, but you burn yourself out trying to get there and you wonder why you're so tired. It's because you're trying to achieve something for somebody else that you haven't been able to achieve for yourself. What you're doing for someone else is really burning out your energy reserve. And you're not taking time to refill it. You're not taking time to recycle it. So that will burn you out. And I always say you cannot pour from an empty cup. You have to be full and complete within yourself. You have to develop that relationship of love and trust within yourself. Develop that bond. You know that bond is, I always got your back no matter what happens. That type of bond is a bond that needs to happen between you and you first. You need to be able to protect yourself. You need to be able to know how wonderful you are. You have a spark of the Creator in you. You have a spark of God in you. So when you don't allow yourself time to get to know yourself or love yourself, you're also neglecting that Creator in you. There's no way that you can say that you love the Creator if you don't love yourself. So this basically is a time to wake up and to put you first. And it's not being selfish, it's being self first. Because if you don't, people will run all over you and they will feel because you don't say anything about it, because you don't set boundaries, that it's okay. And I'm not saying that people are doing that purposely, but sometimes people need boundaries. Others need boundaries. And you need that time within yourself. You need to know your emotion. You need to know how your body works. You need to be in tune with your body. You need to be in tune with yourself so that you can hear these messages that come in from the divine source. You need to be in a state of flow. And a state of flow is not running behind things that you think you need to do, things that you can only think of doing. You need to be in a state of flow and let your intuition guide the way instead of feeling like you can do everything all by yourself. Get to know your higher self. Take that time with yourself, and we're going to go deeper into that this year. Some of the topics that I'm going to cover is learning to listen to your emotions, learning to go within, knowing what makes you happy, knowing how to set boundaries. It's very important. And another thing that makes this important is because no one can love or get close to you, as close to you as you can get to yourself. People treat you according to how you treat yourself. And it's not, like I said, necessarily something that's done purposely, but that's just how it attracts. You have to develop that relationship within yourself so that when somebody is trying to do something wrong to you, whenever something is going on in your life and you don't have anybody else to talk to, you've got yourself. And once that happens, you build up your energy reserve. And the beautiful thing is that's when you have more than enough to give. When you feel yourself first, you will begin having overflow in your life. And then that's when you can share your time, your resources, your love, harmony and peace with everybody else. But you have to have that within yourself. This is why this message was so important to me. And today it was just like the introductory of what intimacy is. And I thought that was important because when I was growing up, intimate seemed like a dirty word to me. It almost seemed taboo. It took me many years to learn that, it doesn't always mean sex. It doesn't. Some people describe it as look into me and see. That's going within and befriending yourself, going in within and feeling that closeness within yourself. And you'll notice that things will begin to change. Some of the things I want you to do, I want you to challenge why you do some of the things you do. Challenge why you believe some of the things that you believe, because after a while, you'll determine that some of the things that you do are not even according to your own beliefs. And it's important to get to the bottom of that so that you won't be living someone else's truth. What this year is going to be about is to bring your true self, your higher self, to the forefront. And I'm so excited about being able to help you do that this year. I love you to life. This is how you manifest on purpose.